They fired me in a glass conference room that still smelled like my father's cologne. The man across the table didn't look up when he said it. He slid the termination letter toward me like a receipt. Final, clean, efficient. Around us, the city pressed its face against the windows, watching. Someone coughed. Someone avoided my eyes. And then he spoke the words that cracked the air in half. Orders from the CEO's son. I was already standing when I realized my hands were shaking. Not from fear, from recognition. The voice, the posture, the practiced boredom of inherited power. They called him the HEIR. They said it like a title, like truth. I swallowed the laugh rising in my throat and signed the paper with a hand that had learned patience the hard way. If he was the HEIR, then who the hell was I? I didn't come to the company as myself. That was the first rule. No name, no legacy, no doors opening because of blood. I wanted to know what my father had built when my shadow wasn't doing the work for me. I wanted to see the rot without the perfume. So I came in as an analyst. Cheap suit, borrowed confidence. I kept my head down and my ears open. I watched men lie without blinking, and women smile while sharpening knives. I watched loyalty bend for bonuses. I watched fear become policy, and I watched him rise. We met over burnt coffee in the break room. He laughed too loud, asked too many questions, pretended to be generous. He had the face of someone who'd never waited for permission. The last name did the walking for him. I let him think I was impressed. We worked late. We drank later. He told stories about the company like it was a kingdom, and he was already king. I nodded. I asked the right questions. I listened. That's how you learn who people really are, when they think they're educating you. I didn't know then that he already knew about me. The first sign was a calendar invite I wasn't copied on, a meeting about my department, my work, my name spoken in rooms I wasn't allowed to enter. Then the numbers changed, my projections edited, my emails unanswered, files locked, doors closing softly, politely, with smiles attached. I didn't panic. Panic is loud. Panic gives you away. I waited. The evidence came the way it always does, accidentally, arrogantly. A forwarded email sent to the wrong alias, a congratulatory message celebrating my exit strategy before I'd even been warned. And there it was, plain as daylight, a plan to remove me. Not for incompetence, for proximity. He didn't want me near the core anymore. I was too curious, too clean, too unknown. I sat at my desk and felt the weight of it settle. Not heartbreak, not anger, something colder, understanding. I didn't confront him. I never do. I planned. I pulled contracts, traced shell decisions, followed money that moved like it had something to hide. I found the quiet approvals, the rushed signatures, the deals that bent policy just enough to break it. I found the emails where he used my work to secure funding under his name. I found the accounts where money rested briefly before disappearing offshore. I found the silence my father had mistaken for trust, and I documented everything. Not dramatically, methodically. I fed information to compliance anonymously. I let auditors trip over what I'd already mapped. I nudged timelines. I asked questions in public forums that forced private answers. I never raised my voice. I let him think I was shrinking. The day they fired me, he finally looked at me. A smirk, a victory lap disguised as sympathy. Nothing personal, he said. Just business. I smiled back. Real. Calm. That's what my father used to say, I replied. His eyes flickered, just once. The board meeting was scheduled for the following Monday. Emergency session, financial discrepancies, risk exposure. My father called me that morning. His voice was careful. "Did you know?" he asked. "I suspected," I said. Silence, then breath, then something like shame. The room was full when the reports hit the screens. Numbers don't lie when they're finally allowed to speak. The HEIR tried to talk his way out. He always bid. Confidence collapsing into defense, defense into blame. They asked for names. Mine was already in the folder. I stepped forward, introduced myself properly. The room shifted. My father didn't look at him. He looked at me, not as a son, as a witness. The vote was unanimous. Later, in the hallway, the heir found me alone. "You set me up," he said. His voice was smaller now, human. "No," I replied. "You exposed yourself. I just held the mirror." He laughed, desperate. "You think you won?" I leaned in, close enough for him to hear the truth without theatrics. "I never wanted your chair," I said. "I wanted your silence." Security arrived. He didn't resist. He couldn't. "I don't work at the company anymore. Not officially. I don't need to. Power doesn't always